Tutorial, I'm going to introduce you to the basics of working in Valentina. Okay, Valentina is a free pattern making software. It's open source, so it's kind of changing a lot, and it's pretty great. So I'm going to walk you through what it can do just to kind of get you started. So when you download Valentina and you open it up, this is what it looks like. Okay, so it's all grayed out. We can't do anything. So I need to create new. So I'm going to go to new and click it. And this box is going to come up. It's new pattern. And the pattern piece name, pattern piece 1, that's fine. And I can change the units, but we're going to work in inches. Press OK. Okay, so now it has given me a point. Like Illustrator, you're working in points and lines and curves, and there are handles and things like that. So you should adjust to that pretty quickly. So the first thing it does is it gives me a point. Now, one thing you need to know, when you're in Valentina, you have 3 different modes. You have drawing mode, detail mode, and layout mode. We are currently in drawing mode because we actually need to draw our pattern. It's not going to let you move to the next phase until you've completed. So it won't let you start doing details until you've drawn something, and it won't let you lay out until you've put in details, if that makes sense. So remember that if you try and click on things sometimes, that may be what the deal is. It won't let you move forward because you basically aren't finished in the mode you were working in. But that's not important right now. Right now we're in drawing mode, so we're going to draw. So I'm going to, over here, you've got a bunch of tools, a bunch of different drawing tools. And you should play around with these just to kind of figure out what they do. For now, I'm just going to show you just 2 tools, I think, for now. So if you hover over them, they tell you what they are. I'm just going to call this kind of the line tool, but it's a point at distance and angle. So let's just click on this tool. Then you need to click your point and drag kind of in the direction that you want it to go. Okay, and I know I want this line to go to the right, so I'm going to click. And this box is going to come up. And this is super, super handy. So I'm going to tell it what I want the length to be. So I'm going to say 5 inches. And look, we're in inches. And I'm going to tell it the angle. Now this can get a little confusing, but I'll kind of run through this a little bit. It has it at 359 because I was going to the right. If you want to move to the right, you need to go 360. Okay? Now you can change the type of line. You can change the color, and all that will be very useful as you work. But for now, I'm just going to do it as a solid line in black. Press OK. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now I'm using my trackpad to maneuver around, but you can use the zoom in and zoom out. Okay, there we go. So what I've done is I have made a line. It is 5 inches long, and look, it says 5 inches, angle 0. So you can press 0 as well. It's just, for some reason, it's easier for me to think it in those terms. So now over here, it's got the kind of the specifications of the line, okay? So I've got the line type, I've got the color, and I've got the length and the angle, okay? So I can actually go in and manipulate this over here as well once I've drawn it. If I draw it and I'm like, that's not really what I meant to do, it needs to be longer or the angle needs to be different, I can change it, okay? So let me just show you with the angle. So I've got this at 360. So if I want it to go straight up and down, I'm going to press 90 and it's going to go up, okay? If I want it to move to the left, I'm going to put it at 180 and it moves to the left, okay? If I want it to go down, I go to 270 and it goes down. If I want it to go to the right, I press 360 and it does it. Let's see if it does it if I put 0 too. Yes, okay. So those are just it'll take you some time to kind of get used to that. But it's going to help you because when you put it in, remember what came up was like 359 or something. So it's like, oh, okay, I know it needs to be at 360 then. So you'll get used to that, okay? So we've made a line. Yay for us. That's super awesome. Now we want to make another line. And I'm going to go to my point and click. And I'm going to go up this time. And again, this box is going to come up. So let's see. I want this to be at 5 inches as well. And I'm just kind of making these measurements up just to show you how to do this. And that's fine. But see, look, it has it at 90.3103. That means that we need to be at 90, okay? Press OK. Again, I can change the color. I can change, the line type and the color, but I'm going to keep it that way. Press OK. Okay, so now I have another line. It is 5 inches at 90 degrees. Here's the color, here's the line type. And so again, I've got some play, I can change that. Okay, I'm going to show you another tool or another drawing tool that I think is really, really great. And you'll probably use a lot as you start making patterns. So this tool, point from X and Y of 2 other points. I'm going to click this, all right? And let me just show you what it does. So if I want to make a point here, I'm going to click this point, and then I'm going to click this point, and it's going to make a point that kind of intersects those 2 points, all right? So let's click off of it and see what we've got. So this point is now at the perpendicular of these 2 points, okay? Which is going to be really useful as you're drawing, okay, and as you're making patterns. So now I can just make a line in between them. And I can press OK. Okay? So that's a pretty cool and useful tool. All right, so now I've done all these lines, and now I want to make a curve. Now, up until this point, we haven't been drawing per se. We've just kind of been telling the line where to go. With the curves, it is a little more similar to Illustrator. You are going to actually kind of draw these curves. So I'm going to start at this point and go to this point. Now we just have a line. Now if you hover over it, you see it turns into a hand, all right? So that's going to allow me to move this curve up or down. So I'm going to move it up. And you see again, we've got handles. So you guys are used to that. And you can adjust the curve using the handles. Okay, so that's just a brief little intro with how to draw. So we'll pick up in the next tutorial and we'll move forward. Bye.